Muted every. I've unmuted everyone. Um, does anyone have a question?
I have a question, Stuart. Would you please talk a bit about what the chakras are?
Uh, Interesting question. Look, the chakras, what they are is a direct link between every human being and higher energy in the universe. They're a psychic muscle system that exists inside us. If it muscle system isn't developed, it will atrophy, like your physical muscles will atrophy if you don't develop it. We're given the tools to develop it. We have mind, we have breath, we have need, will, and by developing the chakra system, we build a strong link between ourselves and higher energy, God, and the chakra system is a path to enlightenment. It's also a system that enables us to learn how to live in the world consciously. Because in order for us to live in the world consciously, the mind has to be quiet, the emotions have to be quiet. There has to be real knowledge, real wisdom, there has to be unconditional love, there has to be balance inside us, there has to be a mastery of sexual energy, and there has to be the activation of Kundalini. Each of these areas are major energy points in a human being. I mean, a good acupuncturist will work with the chakras. The first time I had a very good acupuncturist years ago, and the first session he worked with me, the first needle he ever put into me was in the crown chakra. The second needle he ever put into me was in the third eye. Then he went right to the heart and to the chakra below the navel. And then he put needles in other places. And when he was doing that, my whole system began to buzz. There was so much energy that it was truly extraordinary. So that's what the chakra system is, energy points in a human being that connect us to what's infinite in the universe. There's no real defining this. It becomes, as I say all the time, living experience. You're not going to be able to utilize the chakra system in the way I talk about it unless you truly develop each and every chakra inside you, strengthen them, open them, enable them to receive the energy of God, spirit. Otherwise, it's just like dead energy inside. And then physically and emotionally and mentally, people manifest that dead energy. They have no connection with higher energy in the universe. And they spend their lives using up their own energy until they eventually just dry out inside. So we need to open the chakra system because that really is the connection between all of us and the source of energy in the universe. Most people live their lives, and the energy source they use is their own tension. And of course, it really forces people to burn out very quickly. So chakras are that, they really are the way to revitalize oneself, to open inside, to get rid of so many psychological and emotional problems we have, that exist in us because our system is closed. The energy is not flowing inside us, is blocked up, and it always backs up into the emotions and the mind. And it drives people crazy. So we need to learn how to do that because we need nourishment. We need to, it's like trying to live without breathing. We need to get nourishment. We need to be connected to spirit, to what's infinite in the universe. Not only to give us a spiritual life, but to simply regenerate us as human beings so that we can live on the highest level of consciousness in the world, as well as connecting to spirit. That all takes place because of the chakra system. And, honestly, when I was a kid, who ever heard of chakras? I mean it. Who ever heard of Kundalini, chakras? I mean, the first time I heard the word Kundalini, I was in Paris. I've told you this story, with this friend of mine who is completely stoned, and I was stoned, and we're on the left bank of Paris. And he gets down on his knee. No, that's not the first, that's the second time I heard the word Kundalini. Gets down on his knees and he goes, "Oh, sacred Kundalini in the sky." He's praying. And today, these are common words. You could probably find them in Webster's dictionary, for God's sake. Chakras, Kundalini. But very few people truly know, and they might know about them, but they truly don't understand the process of how chakras are developed inside a human being, how to use the tools we're born with to develop the kind of system that will connect us to God. I mean, often it becomes some analytical approach to the inner life of a human being. The colors, the forms, the shapes, the whatever, the esoteric qualities, analyzing them, which has nothing to do with the spiritual life. It's just nonsense. Because to have a spiritual life, the development of chakras enables it to be a living experience, not something that we just know about in our heads. And this isn't something recent, it's really amazingly ancient, ancient, thousands of years old. You see it in paintings and sculptures, and, these symbols that really depicted chakras that people were working with thousands of years ago. I mean, about a month ago, I bought this object. It's a Sri Yantra, and it's a very powerful thing. It's hanging on my wall. And it's really a powerful thing, but it really depicts a chakra, and the power of it, the energy coming out of it is extraordinary. So you have to understand how important it is. And maybe you'll understand why I talk about it so much, because it's essential if a human being is going to have a spiritual life.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. I like your questions, Wendy. That's very good questions. Thank you. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I just like to close the session. This has been a very powerful month, and so many incredibly wonderful things have happened, and also very difficult things have happened this month. And today, when I was in the gym, I was doing the treadmill, and suddenly everything opened inside me, and it told me, "Stuart, you're ready to make a major step in your life." When I looked up at the sky, and it was so beautiful. Leaves on the trees, the sky out the window in front of me. And I realized, yes, all of what I've been through in the last 2 months actually, is just preparation to go to a completely new level in my spiritual practice. And I'm telling you all this because every person here can benefit from this by just doing the work inside themselves to open to receive this new energy that's going to be in the meditation classes. And I can feel it's really happening. I mean, even the way I talk has gotten simpler and simpler, less intense and less Stuart, and it seems to be more God coming through. And I'm very grateful for that. And I can, really, have experienced the amount of work. And one of the reasons I experienced this because the last few days I've had a lot of resistance. And I know that resistance is just a matter of, you know, me not wanting to go to the next level in my inner work. And that's what's coming. And on that treadmill today, I let go of all the resistance. I said, well, fuck it, who cares, whatever happens, happens, And it was wonderful because I can feel that, when I get back from this trip I'm going to take, the energy is going to be on a whole different level. So I hope you all do the work in yourselves so you can take advantage of what's going to take place here. Also, probably in August, I'm going to go away again, but I'm going to go away to look for a place to live, and not so much have a center, just have a place where people can come and have classes and want to stay a day, a week, a month, 6 months, whatever, there'll be, a place where it'll be possible for people to do that. So, everything's changing and changing dramatically. And I'm looking forward to doing in-person classes with people. I'm not going to travel a lot, If you have things in your brain thinking I'm coming here and there and the other place to do retreats, I'm not going to do this anymore. I really not, because it's just too much. I almost killed myself doing this in 2019. I wound up on a hospital bed with a major operation. And I'm sure had a lot to do with all the traveling and planes and everything that I had to do that year. So it's going to be different, but I think it's going to be very refined and very beautiful. And it's going to be an opportunity for not only me to grow, but for everyone who takes advantage of it will be able to grow as well. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, then again, as I end, I have a lot of thank you and with all humility. As much as somebody said, Zoom sucks. Zoom has been a major instrument in bringing all of us together and having classes that were truly remarkably powerful and enabling me to change. And hopefully I see a lot of change in all of you. So it's been an amazing year doing this. And God provided Zoom, in the midst of a COVID-19 thing. And it's worked. For God's sake, it really has helped a lot of people. And I'm just grateful that we do this. So please have a wonderful evening and God bless you all. And there'll be a meditation class on Sunday. Bless you.
Thank you, Stuart, so much.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you, Stuart.
One thing before we go, when I set up this new place, I want to have, acupuncture and, hatha yoga and a lot of stuff going on, as well as the Kundalini. So it not only, benefits us, the people that come, but it could benefit the whole community where we live, which makes it much easier to live with people if you're doing something to help them. And I learned that after Denton, Texas, where, the bullshit that I had to go through down there with people, people used to come to me and tell me that, that they're ready to drive. There was people running in the suburbs there with guns in their hands, threatening me. It was really true. And I don't want that anymore. I want to do something that will not only benefit us, but the whole community will benefit because of it. Acupuncture, hatha yoga, massage, whatever we can contribute, we'll contribute. And to make it easier for everyone who participates in this to live and to have, a good life, doing this kind of thing. So bless you all and thank you. And I will see people on Sunday.
Thank you, Stuart. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
Thank
Stuart.
you.
Bless